Bing bong.
Bing bong.
Bing bong.
Bing bong.
That's been such a struggle since Liv's episode. Such a struggle for me, and I see it happening. I'm like outside of my, like when people talk about how like dying on the operating table and they're like floating like 10 feet above themselves, like, and everything's okay. That's me watching myself go bing bong in a totally inappropriate situation.
It's just gonna get worse, Jake.
It's just gonna get worse and worse. And if you're hearing this, well done. You found a way. Good luck with that, Corey. Just kidding. I don't know. Sorry, I didn't mean to be so adversarial. I thought it was a decent cold open. I don't know. Maybe we can make it work.
This is a disaster.
I'm like Benjamin buttoning the podcast. Like, we should be getting more professional and better, but I'm going to take us back to the early hearing this, well done. You found a way to connect to the internet. Welcome to the QAA Podcast Premium Episode 344, John Murray Spears' Excellent Adventure, Part 2, John Murray Spears' Bogus Journey. As always, we are your hosts, Jake Rockatansky,
Jack LaRoche,
Julian Fields,
and Travis View.
So welcome back, everybody. Last episode, I introduced y'all to John Murray Spear. What do you guys remember about this amazing man?
He was incredibly based, driven by religion, wanted to, end slavery and, liberate people, but then starting to get into some weird American-flavored ascended master stuff, starting with channeling like Benjamin Franklin.
Mm-hmm. Spiritualism. And towards the end, Benjamin Franklin was giving instructions on building a machine. I'm sure that'll go well.
Do you think that him being beaten into a week-long coma had something to do with the turn, or do you think he was always destined for this?
I think he was too much of an idealist for this dirty fallen world. I think he was always gonna start, drifting away because his intentions were just too naively pure.
Now, I'm gonna be very unfair and ask you all, do you think that his quest to build Robo-Jesus is going to take him into a villainous direction, or do you think that his high-minded ideals will win out in the end?
I really hope that his high-minded ideals win out in the end. I feel like this is a kind of precursor to Wilhelm Reich, and as far as I know, the cloud busting, the Orgons, he didn't turn him into some sort of monster. So I'm hoping the same for John Murray Spear, but I like to have a positive outlook as opposed to the two cynics I do this podcast with. So
what do you guys think?
I don't think necessarily villainous. I think that he will be destructive, just because he has his head so far up in the clouds that he's kind of disconnected from the effects that his beliefs and his visions having upon, like, in the material world.
Yeah, I think that that's pretty fair. And I struggle with the damage he's already done to his wife because, Betsy Briggs from the start was not particularly interested in the Reformation ideas that he had. She never really engaged with any of his visits to the prisons and, his work for abolition, etc. She opened up her house to fugitive slaves, but she wasn't really into it. The biggest thing that she really participated in was a soup kitchen that he started at one point to serve food to homeless children, but this wasn't her thing. She wanted to be married to a stable, more well-to-do pastor in a large town. Well, that was really her big
I'm
thing.
with him.
Yeah. I'm with him too. I mean, Betsy, I feel for you, but he's too based for you.
Yeah. Too much power.
The things that Betsy Briggs said behind closed doors to her girlfriends, I shudder to think about.
I do too, man. I mean, with a name like Betsy Briggs, I just can't do anything but picture her on a big old Mississippi plantation. And I have this just deep need to just say, fuck her.
Yeah, that's where she wanted to be.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be misogynistic.
You just have achieved it. Either way, it's okay.
Yeah, I have. I mean, we're off to a great start with this episode.
Yes, great start. Well,
I've
that's
derailed
perfect.
it all.
Now let's get serious and get to the cum.
Yep, let's get to the cum. This is going to be an episode that's full of cum, I promise you.
The new motive power.
So John Murray Spear, along with his followers, is hard at work constructing a spiritual machine. Bear in mind, John has no mechanical knowledge, but he doesn't need it. The spirit of Benjamin Franklin, along with his spiritual association of electricizers, over the course of 200 messages, are relaying the plans by which the new motor is gonna be built. John's devotees, likewise, are using their own psychic abilities to help modify the machine, bit by bit, as they construct it. The channel spirits are telling them intuitively how to put each of the pieces into the building of this machine. It's thought to be, just for ease of imagining here, roughly the size of a Volkswagen Bug. So this is no small machine, guys. This is a pretty sizable endeavor. This machine is being built atop a sitting table, which is a round table that's used for seances, at the uppermost room of High Rock Tower in Lynn, Massachusetts. All of these followers are true believers, but when not in trance, John has considerable doubts about this endeavor. None of the plans used to construct this machine survive to the modern day, but utterly bonkers descriptions of it do. The top part of the machine took the shape of a cross if you squinted a bit and had some imagination. 2 uprights made of metal are about half a foot apart, erected upon the table, according to descriptions.
Between these, and reaching from the one to the other, near their tops, was suspended on pivots a small steel shaft, which was crossed at its center by another shaft, about 6 inches in length, on the extremities, so that the balls could revolve with little friction.
It is unclear whether the machine was built to literally resemble a human, or if it only corresponded to one in the Swedenborgian sense. In spite of the shaft and dangling balls, I would venture to guess that it's more of a corresponding to the shape of a human situation. Benjamin Franklin, though, said through Spear,
"A living, working mechanism can be constructed, which shall not be farther below man than the animals which roam the earth. In correspondence it shall be like man, but in sober fact inferior, as the external must always fall below the internal or idea. It will reproduce the human form, but it will also reproduce the macrocosm, the whole universe, the perpetuum mobile."
So is something that has less moral worth than a human, but more moral worth than a machine. So something sort of on par with an animal.
Kind of. I mean, that's sort of what's being said here,
Okay.
but other statements will contradict that.
Interesting.
So this is all very unclear, and by the end of the description, we can discuss what we think this is, because it gets stranger, guys.
It's mental illness!
Julian, the correct term is crazyism.
Oh, yeah, right. Sorry. I gotta be era specific.
You do. We have to be era specific in how we reference these things.
That's right.
You've been listening to a sample of a premium episode of the QAA podcast. For access to the full episode, as well as all past premium episodes and all of our podcast miniseries, go to patreon.com/QAA. Travis, why is that such a good deal?
Well, Jake, you get hundreds of additional episodes of the QAA podcast for just $5 per month. For that very low price, you get access to over 200 premium episodes, plus all of our miniseries. That includes 10 episodes of Man Clan with Julian and Annie, 10 episodes of Perverts with Julian and Liv, 10 episodes of The Spectral Voyager with Jake and Brad, plus 20 episodes of Trickle Down with me, Travis View. It's a bounty of content and the best deal in podcasting.
Travis, for once I agree with you. And I also agree that people could subscribe by going to patreon.com/QAA.
Well, that's not an opinion, it's a fact.
You're so right, Jake.
We love and appreciate all of our listeners.
Yes, we do. And Travis is actually crying right now, I think, out of gratitude, maybe?
That's not true. The part about me crying, not me being grateful. I'm very grateful.